There you go, you're live.
Okay, welcome everybody. Thanks for showing up, and hope you didn't get too washed out with the rain this afternoon. It came in with a fury. We will approve the agenda. Be it resolved, the Duntroon Hall Board hereby approves the agenda dated June 15th, 2021. Is that it, right? It's June 15th?
It's July 20th
Yeah.
today.
It just, the agenda says June 15th. Why? I wonder why.
Doesn't
Anyways.
it? Oh,
So July 20th, 2021. As presented, in favor? Approved? There we go. We got Doug and Mary. If we could disclose any disqualifying interests and nature thereof that pertain to tonight's agenda, please speak now. None to be had. We'll approve the minutes dated June 15th, 2021. Anything arising from the minutes?
No.
I don't think there was anything there particular. Okay, be it resolved, Duntroon Hall Board hereby approves the AGM, or the approval of the June 15 minutes and the AGM minutes. Let's do both.
Right.
Dated June 15th, 2021 as presented.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll move that.
Doug and Jim. Business arising from the minutes gate installation update. I never heard back from Joel and I think it's Todd. I have sent them a further note, just inquiring about that again, and also mentioning about the dead ash trees near in the proximity of the playground, and also bringing making them aware that a garden has been planted at the east side, along the east side of the dog park, and for them to be cognizant of that and not to mow that down. So hopefully I'll hear back. I never got any replies before, but I'll keep badgering them. Financial report. Mary, anything to report?
Not much. Our current balance is $29,133, although I don't have a bank statement for the end of May or the end of June. So this is just my money in, money out. Last payment from Joseph was received June 29th. So we have $29,000.
Excellent. Events and booking update. Monica?
Not much to update on. Ian has a date booked in August that I sent to a couple people that needs to know. And other than that, we have Christmas party starting the beginning of November, and we have lots of buck and does in the spring, if we can.
All right. Yeah, I forwarded that list of dates off to Joseph as well, so he will be aware that that Ian will be in there. Has the church group reached out at all? Or they have any continuing interest, or?
They came and picked up their stuff. He didn't say that they wouldn't be back. He said they had a couple families move away, and they're just kind of up in the air right now.
Okay. Perfect. And
That's all I
yeah,
have
on
to
that,
report.
yeah, and on that note, the key was absent that one day. Wally, I got your message and I reached out to Joseph, and it so happened that the same day, the only day he says he's actually taken it with him by accident, both Wally and the church group arrived at the hall trying to get in and couldn't. So he has promised me that won't happen again.
Are the keys back in the lockbox?
Yeah, no, they've been, yeah, they were absent for I think like a 18-hour period. So yeah, he's leaving them there. I think he just accidentally pocketed them and left, and then I got to him right away. Facility review, any updates, anything we need to discuss about the building or the grounds? I guess you could, if you want to, Suzanne, you give a little update on the garden planting. I saw some pictures and haven't gone up close, but I saw where it has been located, and I think it's a great idea. It looks great.
Roz is joining in the next few minutes, Gord.
Okay.
So I'll leave it for
Defer.
a second. And I just wanted to ask, has anybody checked the water situation with all the water we've been getting?
Like the basement?
Yeah, the basement.
I would assume Joseph would be the first to notify us, because it is in a space that where we usually get any water coming in. It's right around where he works and stuff like that. He's got his dough rolling table there, so.
Okay. So hopefully Roz joins in the next minute.
Yeah, Kayla, are the, I forwarded the email I found to Roz. Will it work for her? Oh, there she is.
Jim.
She did. It did
Jim is
work.
connecting.
Yeah, she's under. Yeah, okay. We're good.
Perfect.
Two Jims.
So Roz, I was just asking Suzanne to give an update on the garden, but now that you're here, if you want to inform us on what took place and anything we should know.
I went today to try and finish up, and then there was this big storm, and I had to run away with my shovel. But I did get about half done. I left like about 12 little plants there in pots, and I'll just deal with it tomorrow.
Great.
But I'm sure no one's going to do anything with them. But lots of people at the dog park, which is great. So
Yeah, that sounded great. When you guys were planting, you said like 6 different visitors came. That's great.
Yeah. And today it was nonstop too. So
Super.
so I'll finish it tomorrow. It's
Great.
And it's all
really
cordoned
pathetic.
off.
It's really, what's that?
I was just gonna say, we cordoned it off, and it's got,
Yeah.
like Roz came well prepared, lots of mulch and stuff.
With the wire.
Barbed
And
wire, Jim says.
Most of the stuff we planted, Suzanne survived, is still there. So it's a couple
Good.
sunflowers aren't good, but I had other ones to replace them with. So it's really, really sad and small and everything, but it's fine.
It's there.
It's there.
It's there.
Yeah, it's a start.
It's a start.
It's a start.
Well, and this summer has been very giving in the way of rain, so you don't have to water it very much.
No.
Good. Other facility review. I was hoping Doug would be on, but I didn't see. Did he reply, Kayla?
Sorry, who?
Doug? Or sorry, Dave?
Oh, I'm like, Doug's right there.
Yeah, sorry, my bad, Dave.
No, I hadn't heard from Dave.
Okay.
Doug who?
Yeah.
Bob, you're looking for the mayor.
Yeah. I'll reach out to him. Just try to set up a date when we can remove all the demolition stuff. Just get it cleared out, because there's no need for it to be there right now. When we met, we had our workshop to discuss the hall. We discussed just boarding up that space for now and just relying on the 2 washrooms downstairs until we come to a sort of further conclusion on when and what our major renovation is going to be. And So I guess we could sort of discuss that further. I sent some stuff out later this afternoon. I'm not sure if anyone had a chance to read it. And Jim followed up with the very awesome layout of what our proposed plan is. I'm not sure if anyone's got any comments or if anyone wants to edit or make some notes on the letter that I was going to send to Terry. I mean, a couple of points in there, you know, I was just putting numbers in for certain things, but the keys were, I guess, the entrance renovation, the downstairs fire exits, the upstairs washroom upgrade, replacing carpet, improve the west wall drainage, and upgrade the furnace. Anything else that we want to be a part of that grand plan?
Ambitious. The, just Gord pulling that up again. Did you mention the access to the upper hall as part of that new west lower hall exit? It would be,
There would be an upstairs access as well. Yeah.
well, if we can figure out how to do it, it's not
Yeah.
the simplest thing, but that would be great if we could
Yeah, I'll add
Make
that
that
in with
part
the,
of it.
as a part of sort of the downstairs fire exit, incorporating an upstairs. Yep. Perfect.
What are the, oh, sorry.
Yep, go.
So the grant thing, when it says same amount as the grant provided to 2 other private halls, what are the other private halls? Like what's $1,500?
Oh, you're
Oh,
talking,
about, that's a different thing.
that's an Oroma Dante.
Oh, that's, we'll discuss that as well. That was Nicole's consultation with the Oro Falls.
Okay, I might
Yes.
print up a whole bunch of wrong sheets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gord, can I jump in here? So I haven't been talking to Terry at all, but so Terry, they've arranged for meetings with council regarding the other 4 halls. So they're still waiting, I guess, to talk to you and also to talk to the Dunedin also. So those meetings haven't been arranged, you know, with council for Duntroon or Dunedin. But your letter here to Terry, so it says it meets a modified FAD standard. So who was that? Was that Jim or is Lloyd Hunt or whatever that, or was this the Burnside that said that your recommendations here meet the modified FAD standard? I'm just curious about that.
Yeah, I mean, that I think the idea is to pass it by Lloyd Hunt to see if, you know, what within our plans that we can meet modified FADs, that that our renovation falls in line with what the requirements are.
Okay.
So it's
And then,
more what
and then your plan is to, sorry, go ahead, Jim.
Oh, I was just going to say it's more like what we're proposing, I think, right? That
Yeah.
we would meet
Yeah.
modified FADs, not full FADs.
So, and then you're proposing to, you want to meet with Terry on this, and then Terry will bring it to council, I assume so.
Yeah.
When you're thinking about meeting with Terry, I assume it's going to be pretty soon, is it, sir?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't sent this letter, so basically in the letter, and I'll attach the accessibility site plan, and then go from there with him. It's just basically, I
Okay.
just wanted
No,
to,
I was just,
I would just want to outline our intent and communicate with him.
right, okay, yeah, no problem. Yeah, no, that's good. I was just wondering about a timeline here and everything. So like I say, I think in August Terry's going to be approaching or going to be having a meeting with the council regarding the other 4 halls in the township. But he said he hasn't heard from, you know, Duntroon or Dunedin yet. So anyway, so that's good. Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah. Other things I put in there, just about contribution, I said $25,000 contribution towards renovation, and the plans to begin a fundraising with hopes of, I'm just putting some numbers out there and a year out there. I'm not sure if that's realistic but I think we have to have some sort of plan to try to see if we can get the community to support a little bit more towards what we plan to do, to show support anyways. I think Jim mentioned, that talking with Kevin Elwood, and he seemed to think that it wouldn't be difficult for us to go out and pound a little pavement.
More Doug's
Yeah.
conversation there, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
I don't want to
100,000
put words in the, yeah, I don't want to put words in Kevin's mouth, but, I was talking to Kevin Elwood about it, and, he said, yeah, that's, basically, there's a lot of people that would be happy to contribute to the Duntroon Hall, so he doesn't see an issue too much. He was pretty instrumental in fundraising for the wind turbine fight and everything, so. But having said that, this may be totally different.
Yeah.
We'll be having big sales and lemonade stand to try and raise 100,000 for this one, or you may get somebody that'll write a check for 30 grand or something, so.
Yeah, I think that would be more the goal. I think the big sales and the lemonade stands aren't really gonna propel us too fast towards that goal. That's why I sort of gave it like a 4-year scheme, so that if we do 25,000 a year, we put 25,000 in. It's almost like matching it. And once again, I said in the hopes. There's no guarantees.
Right.
Who knows what we can get out of that, but at least it shows intent.
Sure, and I agree. You have to have a target, and if you don't make the target, it's no big deal. I mean, we deal with it. It's not like they're going to come and put the locks on the hall door. I don't think, anyway.
Yeah,
I won't be here then. So.
No.
Where are you going, Doug?
Or I might be here in a different position. You never know. I don't know. might be.
Yeah, so if there's any more, comments, adversities to what's in that letter, if anyone wants to take a shot at editing it, if it feels it need to be edited, I'd support that. Just give me your thoughts on that. Otherwise, we could make a motion to pass that and also pass submitting the proposed site plan for submission to Terry as our sort of goals for how we'd like to accomplish the AODA guidelines compliance.
At first, I thought the 100,000 was intimidating, but I guess it's like you said, Doug. It can just be a goal, and
yeah,
and maybe it's totally achievable.
Yeah.
I think sometimes if you go to,
I think
We should try to get Bud Christensen back
Sorry?
on board with, I know now he's involved with the,
Hospital.
the whole theater thing, but we should try to recruit Bud to get back on board to help us with that.
Fundraising, yeah.
yeah, I could prepare something to send off to him to see if he's willing to put his hat in and give some advice, or if not, some leadership on how best to approach this.
Dave just let me know he can't make it, so.
Okay. Great. So somebody want to make a motion and with regards to a submission to Terry with regards to AODA compliance guidelines as far as a letter and a site plan?
I don't think I should be one making that motion or seconding it, so I'll vote, but I don't think I better not make the motion.
I have a proposed resolution if you'd like to hear it.
Sure.
Always.
Be it resolved that the Duntroon Hall Board hereby approve the proposed draft letter and site plans and send to Terry Vachon to communicate the Hall Board's wishes in moving forward with the AODA renovations.
Excellent.
Second it.
Yep.
Okay,
Okay.
we're all in favor. Good.
All in favor. Just
I like the way
to
these
backtrack to what Roz was mentioning. So I've also forwarded in that email the letter. Nicole had communications with the hall from Oro Medante that sort of went it alone, and it just really did not sound, for one, like she said, our situation, but it did not sound like a positive scenario and outcome. And so I think that route seems a little more challenging and not optimal. So I think we sort of stick with the township and try to make it happen sort of the way we've been proposing for, you know, multiple years. The changes I think that we would like to make, that we see this suit the hall for the future.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
good. Where's the agenda? Okay, new business.
Gord, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can I go into new business?
Yep.
I found a free bar fridge on Marketplace, and I messaged David, and him and Mark coordinated together, and I'm not sure who else, but I know it was him and Mark coordinated and went, picked it up and brought it to the hall. I haven't seen it yet, so maybe Mark could comment on it.
Yeah, it's a heavy. Fortunately, we were able to load it on my little trailer, and I had a fridge cart, so it made it pretty painless actually, but it is quite heavy. So we went as far as the lobby till we made sure it worked, but it does work. It was working when we picked it up, put it that way. It's two-sided, it's two sliding doors on each side, so you could have it sit at 90 degrees to the wall and have two people work from either, or like a person from each side of it. So probably hold 10 cases.
And it was free.
Probably hold 10 cases, I imagine. Probably get Jim through the weekend. So, it's fair. It's like it's quite long, so it would hold a lot, I would say. So should be very useful. Just might have to want to incorporate it a little differently if you want to work from both sides of it. That's all.
Yeah. I was just gonna say you probably couldn't put it 90 degrees in the bar upstairs, but
No, not what's existing, but ironically, it's got a Pepsi logo on it. So
What's the one that we have? Is it still okay? That crazy heft through the window that time to get it in there. Is it still there?
Yeah, the one we have still there, and it's brand new, so it's good. Pepsi came last summer to check to make sure it was still there because they hadn't been called lately.
Oh, okay. Right.
Which I've never heard them do that before, but they did anyway.
They own it, do they?
Yeah, they own it. And I guess because we hadn't called to get it fixed or we hadn't ordered any pots, they were a little worried, but we didn't have anything going on.
Right. Yeah.
And there's the other one in there it's just basically storage, right?
We have two little kitchen fridges in there.
Oh, that's right. There's two little kitchen. Yeah, we pulled out the other bad one. That's what,
Yeah, I'm just
The other one came out in pieces, yes.
Yeah, before we go to the effort, which I didn't partake that much, but of putting that one through the bar opening again, which was a nightmare. I'm just thinking this new one, would it be something that could be for our accessible bar
Mhm.
at the north, you know, in that overall plan to have a accessible bar?
Yeah, you would need to, it would need to, its design to utilize it fully would be, you'd need to kind of design around it. But
Yeah, okay.
it's not, it's probably 5 feet long. So it's not massive or anything, but something like that.
Mhm.
Okay. Good to know. I also forwarded on the reopening communication that was, or actually, Kayla did with the agenda and the minutes from Amanda. At this point, I think we really don't have anything, any pressing things to, the kitchen is full, we have Ian coming in. So as far as other events, there's nothing really pressing. So I think we just sort of sit tight right now and look to our fall schedule, the Christmas parties and the know-it-all ball, and then that see where we are come that point as far as the reopening guidelines.
The know-it-all ball date was set for October 2nd, correct?
Yeah. Does that seem fair to sort of hold off on any major reopening plans? Yeah. Okay.
So
So yeah, we're moving through this extremely fast. August 17th is the next proposed meeting. I think unless there's anything, we really don't have much to discuss. Maybe we want to push to September. I think September 14th potentially. I think the 20th is the third Tuesday, but maybe, wait, sorry. Yeah, the 21st is the third Tuesday, but the 14th, I think might give us a little more time to prep for the KIV.
would there be a chance, if not, that there's something pops up with Terry though, and the
That's what I
letter?
was wondering too. Yeah, with the
Mhm.
Terry meeting in
Like-
August, that may be.
That's true.
Do
We
you
might-
know when that is in August?
No, I just know when the other meetings are. I've got them here. Well, I can't find it now, but they're mid-August, the other meetings. So I would think that, Terry would probably want to meet with us maybe or with council regarding the Duntroon Hall in late August. But what he wants to do, and maybe Kayla, you can help out here. You probably can find when the meetings are quicker than me. But he wants to do 2 halls at each meeting, so I think he'll have to, okay, no, I've got it here. He's going to be meeting with council regarding the evening and Brentwood halls on August 9th. And then he's meeting with council regarding the Sunnydale and Nottawa halls on August the 11th. So it'd be sometime after August the 11th, I would think. But he's got to wait until he talks to Dunedin as well, because he wants to do 2 halls per meeting. So it'd be the second half of August, I suppose. Mid-August, thereabouts.
That might just be something to consider their board for.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we'll leave the August 17th as a tentative date. If nothing arises, we can modify that.
Yeah.
What are the chances we be going to potential in-person meetings? Has that been discussed?
For what? For with council?
No, just
I
like,
don't have any direction at this time.
yeah.
Would be nice.
Yeah.
Can you maybe ask about that and see if there's any discourse along those lines?
Good.
Yep, I can find out.
Gord, Gord, are you talking about like when you have your regular like Dunedin, or I mean Duntroon Hall meetings like tonight?
Yeah.
You know, about being able to go like in person?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll leave that up to Kayla to find out, but I think there's an appetite to have that move forward. Yes. Yeah, I can't say anymore, I guess. But yeah, I think there's an appetite to have that move forward. At least I know on the part of my, on the part of the mayor and myself, there is. So,
Yeah.
But
Well, let's say that
I suppose we should.
yeah, let's maybe try to make that the goal of the August 17th meeting then. If we'll see what the feedback is, but that maybe if we express that would be our intent, that that can evolve over the month.
And I would support that. I think it's time, so.
Ford?
Yeah, you can bring your paintbrushes to the meeting.
Oh,
You've got nice ears right now, Ross.
Did you happen to mention the trees, the dead trees to?
I did.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Did they say anything?
You know what? I haven't been getting any feedback, but as soon as I do, I'll let you know. But I have mentioned it to them.
I don't know how, dangerous they are. If they just lost their leaves, they're dying, they're probably not.
If it's ash, they're done. They're
They're
not
done,
gonna
yeah.
they're not gonna
Understood.
fall. They're not gonna fall right away, but
Yeah.
it's inevitable. So yeah, sooner than later.
Okay.
Should I don't know if this new business, but should I update everybody as to what's happening with this entry idea?
Yes.
Yeah.
So one thing I don't think Burnside's ever looked at this with any of the halls, but the setbacks, Kayla, can I share a screen?
Yep,
If I can remember how do I share the screen?
just make sure it's open in the background and then hit the little green share
Yeah.
screen button
Here we
and then
are,
select
okay.
the page.
Got it. Okay, does everybody see that?
It's starting there.
There we are. Yeah.
Okay, so the zoning is recreational on the halls, which is interesting, and I think this will be the case for nearly all of the community halls. The hall isn't even on a buildable piece of land. It's
Oh my God.
it's entirely, you can see this line is the limit of where the building should be. So they're all kind of existing non-conforming. And it's interesting because the actual original property line follows the building, jogs like this and goes like this. So if you did the setbacks from either side, there's actually nothing left, zero. So it's not a straightforward thing of even getting a building permit, because it's anything that happens in this setback zone probably requires a minor variance. So Rosalind Workman is checking with her boss, Mara, right? And who is on holiday right now. And they're going to try and get some feedback. The other thing that implicates this property is, as mentioned, I don't show it here, but the property line follows the building and then jogs in, basically hugs the whole thing. We don't know if that has been merged with the park property or not. If it hasn't, then there's another level of complication there because you're actually building on a different property. So there's a bit of hoops. So just in terms of timing, like to deal with that process would be kind of September at the earliest before it would go to committee of adjustment. So just wanted to let everybody know it's a bit of a mess. Like,
But that could be a different phase, right? Like in terms of dealing with that versus like just to deal with the interior stuff.
well, no, this is the accessibility.
Right.
That's what the interior stuff is not required for accessibility. This
No.
is. So anyway, so that's where that is at. So Rosalind is working on it a bit. I just sketched this really quickly because she needed something to show to her boss just to get an idea. So that, like, it's, I said, I think this is the minimum size that works. The red dashed line, you can see here, this red dashed line is the existing building on the
Right.
front. So gives you an idea of the scale, kind of roughly. And we can talk, I guess, you know, if people think it should be larger or whatever, just let us know, because now's the time, I think, because there may be a process there to go through that's official. Because we're, inside of 2 setbacks, both side yard and front yard. So that's where that is at.
So that being said,
But I think for,
Oh, we got it.
so.
Oh.
Sorry, Gord, we lost you for a minute.
Okay. You hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, that being said, so the proposals that did come from Burnside, they probably don't comply with the zoning at this point as well.
no,
No.
Oh,
no, they wouldn't have. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think anybody checked that, probably. And I'm just thinking like Evening's gonna be in the same boat, I'm quite sure. So
mhm.
I'm very sure. Dunedin, Nottawa, I wouldn't doubt, it's got the same situation. So, interesting. Yeah, the 15-meter side yard setback, it's huge. Like, it's,
And that's
you know,
because
even
it's
surprised Rosalind. She's going, oh my God.
and that's because it's recreational.
Yeah. Yes.
But that's interesting, that's recreation. If the properties weren't.
Speak up if we're talking to everybody. Yeah, so anyway, that's where that is at. But feel free to have a look at that. I sent it to everybody, I think, and just to comment. Like I said, it was just thrown together very quickly to get something on paper. But is the basis of what has been discussed to date. As you can tell, ignore this dark line through here, but basically you come in a small airlock, and then you come in, this lobby would be technically part of the second floor. And so no doors up to here at this point, an elevator in the middle that would have doors that would exit out the bottom in both cases. The bottom, I mean, at the south side, both levels, but on this mid-level, it exits in the north. And then, yeah, through the lobby, you go downstairs to the existing doors. So it's pretty, I just did a really quick crunch there, and it's about 500 square feet. So if it was $500 a square foot, which seems a bit steep to me for all it is, but it's power doors and all that stuff. So that would be $250,000 to get a basic idea. And then a holdover from the 2009 drawings was this idea down here with fixing that entry, creating another one coming out the from the main floor and down, and then some kind of like structure that I removed the word stage because a stage would have to be accessible, so just a platform, but that somebody Gord could get his tap dancing shoes on and do a performance. There's clogs, yeah, get the clogs on.
Yeah.
That was the idea back then, that we have a little bit of a stage set up there. So that's what's on the paper right now. Mailboxes, just going, it's off the page here on this one, but we were looking at the mailbox situation and wondering if it should go down by those, the juniper trees, like there's a paved area along 91 that unfortunately right now regularly floods, but that seemed like maybe a spot for the mailboxes. I looked at it doing it here, and it's just, I don't know, they're not that pretty, and it was a nice idea to have stuff in front of the hall, but people leave their garbage
So
out
where
there.
are the junipers, to the east or the west?
Yeah, I could, yeah, anyway, they're down to the west of this driveway, basically. Was a thought, but again, if anybody has any ideas, it's awkward where to put those mailboxes, which isn't our decision maybe. And for anybody that wasn't aware, this idea of the service parking would be for, if somebody had a trailer full of beer, they could park it there and unload it this way. Or if there was a band or a disc jockey, that they have a kind of a staging room for their boxes and stuff, and then can come out.
And it's all fenced?
That's the brown stuff, is the idea, is a fence and a gate. Yeah, that it's closed off.
So it's not covered.
This is not a building. No, it's just outdoor, a space separate from the public.
Right.
Kind of for stuff.
Deliveries.
Like when you think of even the square dancers, they always have there's the guy that unloads all the equipment. He's always parked right by the door, so he could pull in there and they could do that, whereas the square dancers come in the store. So anyway.
Good.
There you go.
Looks good.
Any questions or?
Well, I think it's just like what we need, right? That's.
So would it be worthwhile putting in some sort of cost analysis? Like you said, this would be about a quarter, like the entrance would be about $250,000. The side entrance would be
Hall meeting.
would be, a certain amount, the furnace a certain amount, any other interior, like, is it worth putting numbers to that stuff, or? I mean,
Yeah, it'd just be a shot in the dark.
Yeah.
$500,000.
yeah, I mean, I guess
could just,
for
but
the
it is total.
for the entrance renovation, that, $500 a square foot, I guess we could quote that and the others just leave as is, but because that would be the major.
Yeah, and I hadn't factored in, like, that was just the square footage of the addition, and then you've got the elevator and stuff, so.
Yeah.
I don't know, yeah, maybe, it's hard to say, and I'm not familiar with all this commercial stuff. What we need, but it is pretty, it's just a bit of a box with a washroom and some power doors, like there's no millwork, no, doesn't need to be very complicated.
Yeah, and you're not altering the hall itself very much, it's basic change, like subtle changes to the hall too, which is, requires less work and
Yeah.
demolition, and I like it.
Yeah,
Good. Well,
okay, I'm
so
gonna stop, but
What-
feel
what-
free to
what-
let me know if anybody's got ideas.
yeah, what was Rosalind's Workman's sort of feeling on when you might get some feedback on that?
I forget when Mara is back. I think she's back next week or something like that. So I have a feeling we'll know something within a couple of weeks of how to approach it. She wasn't sure because of it being a township building, if they need to do a minor variance or if there's some other process. She just wasn't sure of the exact process that would have to be taken.
Yeah, that's a bit of a conundrum, right? You're going to the Committee of Adjustment, which is a township organization, to alter a township building, but I guess you still have to follow the regulations. But
yeah. And then we too, like, somebody like Lloyd may look at this and go, oh, geez, this doesn't even meet code, for some fire issue, like in terms of the elevator, like, yeah, it gets more complicated probably than I've shown it potentially. So, but normally when you do a variance, what we would do is pad the numbers a little bit too, right? Like we could, like this, things are, the entry is fairly cozy, it's like 8 by 10 roughly, which may be fine, but if you get a big crowd, but it's just trying not to make the addition too large too. But
would there be doors to the downstairs in the lobby?
Only at the bottom of the stairs is the idea.
Okay.
So yeah, currently that is technically right now the when you come into the hall, like all that landing area and the stairs are all part of the second floor.
Yeah.
As far as a fire compartment go. So I just took the same approach. Now, not sure when you get into something like this, if we may need to separate again, or the elevator maybe needs to be more separated. I'm not sure how that all works. So that would be another step that we could, I think get the feedback from Rosalind, and if they say, what, you can't actually make anything larger than the existing footprint, well then back to square one, I think. And but if she thinks this is doable, then we should talk to Lloyd, I guess, and say here's what we're up against, and then try and fine tune that for a Committee of Adjustment thing.
Sounds good.
Normally there's a $600 fee for the Committee of Adjustment, which again she thought would probably not have to pay, being a township building, but that's not that big of a deal when we've got 29,000 to throw to the wind.
Good. And I wonder, would it be the land registry that would know whether the two lots are amalgamated?
The lawyers.
The lawyers.
Township lawyers, she said, and that was again a case where she can kind of deal with things as far as she can in-house there, but wanted Mara's input. Like if it has to go to the lawyers, well then whose pocket does that come out of? Like, she thought it should come out of somebody's fund, not ours, but it has to be addressed there with heads of department, I guess, or whatever, how that gets managed.
That's if you need to amalgamate, but if it is already amalgamated, like how would they know that?
Just
like,
to find out. Yeah, she said,
like the land registry would probably have that, right?
well, yeah, she said that, I think she said that it's this, there's only one address. So she thinks they may have been, but it is a bit of a unknown thing. And the other interesting item too, in a way that could impact us or not, is that requirement on the deed of the park about it always being, for the community's use or blah, 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 whatever the Women's Institute put in there. So if it was merged, if that now carries over to include the Hall property too, in terms of the building not being sold. So it would be kind of nice for us to know what that deed has, whether it applies now or one day in the future.
And where would that deed be? Would that be somewhere in the township vault?
I don't know.
When was that transaction?
We'd have to look on that plaque by the tree that we planted in 2009. It was a few years back. I'm guessing the early 2000s.
Was when the Women's Institute deeded the park?
Something like that. I think that they, on the plaque for that tree that Kevin planted, that thing, I believe it has the years that they looked after the park.
Okay, so it's not actually been that long. It's like only 20 years.
No.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering if it was like 40, 50, 60, it's just like quite recent.
Yeah, I believe it's post Nottawa Saga too. I think it went to Clearview, not Nottawa Saga, I believe. Thanks for your comment, Kayla. I don't know if everybody about it. Yeah. I don't know if I'm allowed to read that. We're on record there. Anyway, if you look in the chat.
Rat me out like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. Okay, well, something to, I guess, let percolate. And so, yeah, so again, keeping that August meeting, I think we might get some feedback from Terry, but I think there's a whole other kettle to fry here that sounds like that might have some effect on the situation. Doug, to your knowledge, has any of this been discussed? Some of the zoning issues or anything?
No.
Okay.
No, we not at the council level. It hasn't.
No.
I don't know what Terry's. He hasn't brought anything to council.
Yeah.
No.
All right. Any other comments?
Motion to adjourn.
Nope. Dinner.
Yeah, dinner. All right. Thank you, everybody, for attending and contributing, and interesting days ahead. Hope you all enjoy your July and August of this beautiful summer. And we will adjourn till August 17th, 2021 at 7 p.m. Be
Yep.
it resolved that the Duntroon Hall Board meeting be adjourned at 8:02